everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I'm going to get started planting garlic. This is the first of many videos that I will make through the fall season, reminding you that it is time to plant your favorite food to cook with, garlic. Now there's a few different ways that you can actually plant it, and that's really what I wanted to show you today because I've got 3 perfect examples. So let me turn this camera around and show you up close and personal. So the first thing is you can buy garlic from the grocery store or from a seed supplier. I happen to have found this elephant garlic this week at Wegmans and bought it. Actually bought everything they had. They only had 2, so that I could get this planted early. Now I also have a whole bunch of garlic bulbs left over from last spring, or really June when I harvested. And these are ready to be planted as well. And I'm going to have some of this garlic available for purchase at the Fall Open Garden on Saturday, September 24th from noon to 4 p.m. But more importantly for today's video, I wanted to show you what happens if you forget to harvest the garlic that you planted a year ago. So essentially it grew all winter and then it went dormant before I got it pulled out of the ground, and I forgot about it. I missed it. But now that the days are getting shorter, you can see it is growing actively, and this is at an ideal stage for me to actually dig up, divide, and just replant all along this bed edge to help prevent animals from eating all the other plants. Now this includes deer and rabbits and groundhogs, but more importantly, the smelly bulb of the garlic helps deter in-ground animals like voles, which are such a huge problem. So this is a great strategy, not only to harvest something that is super practical for you to eat, but to also help deter those critters that cause so much trouble. So you can see I've just pulled this one plant out, and I'll just divide each one of these into individual cloves, get them thumbed right into the ground, and I will have this border planted for the coming season. And just to give you an up-close view of exactly how I'm doing this by planting vegetative garlic, I've just pulled these out of the ground. I've lightly loosened the soil here, and I'm just gonna do a big garlic border throughout this whole edge because this is vole central. And the more garlic I plant, the faster they will move somewhere else. And you can see I'm just literally pulling them to individual clove, and then I'm just thumbing it into the ground. And it doesn't matter how big the bulb is or the clove is at this stage, because it's going to grow all winter. So even small ones will absolutely develop into a full-size bulb. And yeah, I am planting my garlic a lot closer together than a lot of people might recommend. I have not found that my garlic ever gets overcrowded. I have fantastic bulb development. So I don't actually think that you have to space your garlic out, a foot apart or something, because that just seems like a huge waste of square footage. Now I'm just going to get the rest of these put around in this corner, and then this area will be planted for the season. Garlic grows best in full sun, and so I always concentrate on my sunniest bed edges, especially if they have south or west facing exposure, because those are going to actually be the areas where the garlic grows most robustly. In fact, most of this small garlic that I have saved from last season's harvest is small not because it's inferior, it's because it was grown in too much shade. Of course, now that I've been in this garden for a decade, what used to be full sun is now starting to become considerably less exposure. So here I am along this full southern exposure border, and it's just kind of boring. I don't have anything planted here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and plant the elephant garlic cloves that I picked up from Wegmans this week right here in this border. Now, elephant garlic is a little deceptive because it's so enormous. It looks like it's a lot, but actually there's usually only 5 or 6 cloves per bulb. So I'm gonna have a total of maybe 10 to 12 garlics planted right here in this small space in front of my blueberry hedge. So the process is equally simple. Because this border is kind of dry, I'm just gonna take my groundhog, my favorite digging tool, and loosen the soil up. That way I can just place the bulb paper on right into a hole, and then I'll just cover it back up when I get the rest of the border planted. Planting garlic is super easy. I mean, technically it's easier than cooking with garlic. And the fact that it helps deter animals just makes it that much more practical. I always recommend growing garlic to gardeners really of any skill and experience level, because it really is one of the easiest plants to cultivate that ultimately gives you like so much culinary opportunity, and homegrown garlic tastes so much better than what you buy at the store. And it's also important to recognize that in the United States, 90% of the garlic sold in our grocery stores is actually shipped all the way from China. So if you're concerned at all about the food miles crisis, growing your own garlic and just changing that one habit when you go shopping is actually considerably important. You know, I think there's a million reasons to grow it. Not only is it easy, but of course the animal deterring factor is a huge part of it for me. It's also just a great plant to grow a lot of, to be able to share with other people. And you can grow it in the ground or in containers. So, you know, like I said, this is going to be the first of many garlic videos that I post throughout the fall season. Again, the ideal time for planting garlic is, at least for warmer climates, is September through December. In central North Carolina, zone 7, really like November is the target time, but I always go by what the plants themselves are doing. And once I started to see vegetative growth from garlics that I missed last spring, that's the sign that I can get busy getting more planted. So as I have more beds cleared and replanted into the fall season, I will continue planting more and more garlic along all of my sunny bed edges. I hope you will be inspired to thumb some garlic into your beds as well. You can find garlic at your grocery store, or if you want to be variety specific, look up some of the different seed suppliers online, including So True Seeds and Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. They both have really great garlic variety options for you to purchase from. And as I mentioned, I'm going to have some of my homegrown garlic available for sale this Saturday during my fall open garden. I hope to see you there. Well, please be sure to give this a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Breathe a Plant Lady YouTube channel for more practical gardening advice right here from my Zone 7 Central North Carolina garden. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Happy garlic planting!